Hey, welcome back to the Pink Floyd Collectors YouTube channel. I thought I'd carry on with my scrapbooks. We're up to number 12, so let's dive straight in. So it starts off, actually this is an interesting story. I got a Nick Mason book and wrote off to Nick to get it signed. It's a bit of a long story, but yeah, he did reply. And actually on the back of here there's a reply from him as well. Actually I think that one's actually from Nick. This is from his secretary Julia. Middle Earth ad, I think that's from 68 from memory. A flyer for Pink Floyd, I forget the date on this one now, Waterbury, maybe 70, 71. Couple of postcards. Cutting from Record Collector, surrounded by Floyd. So this looks around the 5.1, so that would have been the 30th anniversary. A couple more postcards as well over here, Freak Out Ethel and The Wall. There was a time when it was quite popular to get these postcards, and they are official, a lot of them. This is actually a hype sticker for the animals in France. And some more cuttings here, paper press cuttings. Pink Floyd Stay One Up. So this is, I think that was 1970 Royal Albert Hall date. The Pink Floyd, so this would be like a kind of them supporting auto rhythm, if you like, or being used to support them. Another ad here for Pink Floyd. Peace Bridge Centre, I don't even recall where that is, and this is a continuation of this one here. This was actually the first time I got something signed by Roger. The photo was from Vegas in 2000. Actually bumped into him while he was watching a football game, England v Germany, and then you can see 17th of June 2000, and then I got him to sign this I think in 2002, so it just says hi to Philip. Yeah, this is another oversized postcard, a couple of different cuttings from the early 70s. So these are actually wall press books. So this is something MGM sent out. I think this one is from America, if I remember rightly. I'm not going to open it out today, but look out for that on other. I might do an individual one on the wall. I've got quite a few of these different press cuttings. This was for a campaign, the EMI Trade Marketing. As you can see, it's got the brick there with Pink Floyd. And this is an original flyer from 1990. And then something here talking about the Wall movie. This was actually an invite to attend the Paris press conference in 2000. Got an invite for the London one, and then I got an invite for the Paris, but I didn't actually go to that, so that's just the invite itself. A flyer here for Roger Waters 2000, I think that was from memory, the Irvine Meadows Theatre. A couple more postcards. Quite a nice full page ad, the memories, the madness, the music, the movie. This was from the, I think, the original cinema release, so this would have been in magazines, getting people to push them into the cinemas. This actually comes from Wembley Stadium, 1988. It was actually backstage, so it was the wardrobe sign. Don't ask me how I got that. This is an advert here, a UK advert for Atom Heart Mother, and this is actually looking down into Buckingham Palace, if you're unaware of that. So that's obviously a digital one. An original ad for the Rick Wright solo album in 1978, Wet Dreams. Floyd to Tour, a completely new presentation. From memory, I think this was 72. It looks like it, yeah, Dome and then Portsmouth, yeah, so this would have been the early plays of Dark Side of the Moon. One of the original USA ads for the pros and cons of hitchhiking. A small interview with Roger there. And this is the UK Bath Festival Blues and Progressive Music 70 ad, again from Melody Maker in the UK. Quite a nice David Gilmour About Face 84 USA ad, and it's got some dates there from his live shows. Roger Waters After Show Rock Party. I think that was in Lisbon from memory. That was one of the first dates. Could be Barcelona. I think it was Portugal though. Just a photo of Roger there with his bass. And these are exclusive wall photos from Earl's Court, the UK dates. If I'm correct, I think it's the 80 shows rather than the 81, but that's just going by memory. This was the Worcester flyer. It was the first date in 1989, and I attended that, and I picked one of these up. I think they just had them in town, like around record shops. And then we've got the Keswick Theatre. Norbert Stachel, who'd actually played saxophone with Roger Waters, was actually playing sax for the machine, and I'd actually got to be quite good friends with him, so I bumped into him at that gig and he's just signed that for me. And that's the actual ticket. They actually did a run through the Dark Side of the Moon playing while Wizard of the Oz was playing. This is I forget the show now, June 2002, where David Gilmour appeared, and they did Beatles songs. As you can see, David Gilmour played 3 songs across the Universal Revolution and long. I didn't go to the gig, but luckily somebody picked me up the set list, as they knew I was interested in that kind of thing. This is a series of postcards behind here. I'm not going to dig them out. Pocket lyric book for the wall. And again, you can see this one's quite heavy with the postcards, I can see. Bendix Music, which is actually a Danish record shop. And this one here is for the 4 sellout concerts in Scandinavia. Again, I think that's from 1970. A small little ad here for the Pink Floyd and Sid Barrett story. More postcards. A press clip in here on Wet Dreams. Another one there. A small ad from, I think that's 1970 again. So there's a lot of 1970 stuff here. Wall patch, and then a couple more postcards. This one does seem to be postcard heavy. Another couple of postcards. This is actually something for Roger Waters in 2000. This was actually when he played in the flesh at the Universal Theatre. So this would have been in Los Angeles. It's just like a flyer that you pick up. Quite an interesting one, this. This came from 94. I don't think it was Earl's Court. It was, I think I got this in Holland, but Stageco and Sightco, they were part of the crew for building up the thing. So this was actually backstage, just I think signifying their office. Yeah, but it's quite a nice page. This is quite interesting. This is a press frame from 1977 for the tour. And then you would put in the middle bit your date that was relevant. So the Pink Floyd press office over there sent these out, and then they would allow each individual one to fill out the space in between. So again, talking about the Brighton gig there, that would have been 72. A few more cuttings. Nice original black and white photo there, 67. Why Dark Side of the Moon is still such an enduring hit 30 years on. I guess that kind of dates that, given that it's going to be 50 years next year. So that's nearly 20 years old, that. Yeah, another piece on what Dark Side of the Moon means to famous people in the UK. This is actually one of the original lyric sheets that was left on seats or handed out as you entered the auditoriums back in 1972. I'm not going to open it up, but it's basically got the original lyrics to the piece. As you can see here, it was called The Dark Side of the Moon, a piece for assorted lunatics. There is actually one that calls itself Eclipse, a piece for assorted lunatics. This is an old sweatshirt, which eventually I just cut out. It got very well used, but this relates to the 94 shows. An original Hartford Civic Centre advert from Radio Chaos. A signed card Ferrari from Nick Mason. He used to do that a lot to help some of the charities. David Gilmour appearing on the back of something called Bunty Library, which was kind of like a teenage magazine from 1984. A review on Dark Side of the Moon, obviously around the time as well of the best of. And this one this is actually an upside down. This is actually quite a rare flyer for Pink Floyd appearing at Winterland. I think that was 71. It's a Bill Graham flyer. I don't know why it's upside down, maybe I've taken it out recently. And another cutting and a original body advert, and also a write-up on the body there. Hopefully you can see that. Original advert for Do You Need a Dark Side? I'm not too sure what this is. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, so this is the capital, so that would be American, and that's for the release of Dark Side of the Moon on SACD. So again, the 30th anniversary. So it's obviously, it's probably 20 years old, this scrapbook now. One of the original ones. Quite nice original wall advert on VHS. Look at the price, $40. I don't know if you can see that. $40 for a VHS. They were so expensive when they first came out. But yeah, that's one of the original ones. I think it first came out on cassette in '84. And then an advert for Pink Floyd appearing at the Chislehurst Caves, which I think was 68, it could be 69. Pink Floyd, The Electrical Wizards, an article from 1970. And Electric Pink Floyd Employer Conductor, that's actually related to the Philadelphia gig in 70. So a lot of 1970 stuff, a lot of postcards and a lot of 1970 stuff in this one. Floyd interview, they speak to Rick Wright. And then finally, picture of David Gilmour, circa 75. Tight, unfussy Floyd. Oh, 72. Okay, so I'm out a little bit there. Yeah, but that's it. So that's scrapbook number 12. Like I say, if there is anything you're interested in, do let me know. Put it in the comments. I'm always happy to dig deeper into it. As you can see, there's some of the things in there, it does require a bit of a deeper dive. But yeah, scrapbook number 12 done.